Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life, Eastern Nutrition. Now in this episode of Eastern Nutrition, I plan on briefly going over hypertension because early in the week I had to sit down with Chef Kiara, and she handed over to me some recommendations relative to foods to eat to help with high blood pressure. Now, in between that, the discussion evolved into a conversation that I had, and she'd had as well, with someone from New York and a few other people from California that were concerned about hypertension and new variants. It's been discovered that California has spotted 2 new coronavirus variants within the past few days, and alarms are sounding because it is to be understood that these variants are spreading quite fast, and it's considered to be more contagious and can cause more severe disease. And there was discovery recently here in New York City, because we broadcast our podcast from New York City, and this is the main hub where the Acupuncture is My Life clinics are located. And it's to be understood that there's a new variant called the B1526 variant here in New York City and in several other places in the Northeast. And it's to be understood that these mutations, can evade the body's natural immune response, as well as the effects of monoclonal antibody treatments. Whoa. So now you have to somewhat begin to think with regard to the effectiveness of the vaccines on this new strain. How effective will the vaccine be? And it's cause for concern, and we're getting feedback from a lot of people who follow Acupuncture is My Life on all social media platforms under Acupuncture is My Life, as well as those that follow Acupuncture is My Life on Twitter under Acu_is_my_life. Huge concern with regard to these new strains. Huge concerns. And this is why Eastern Nutrition is important. And we offer Eastern Nutrition coaching to help you with various ailments and foods to eat, proper foods, making adjustments to your diet. And as it is understood globally, having a pre-existing condition during this pandemic is a huge problem, because it plays into the severity of symptoms if you were to happen to be afflicted by this virus. So, hypertension as a pre-existing condition can be problematic. So again, as we say, as is discussed in every Acupuncture is My Life Eastern nutrition episode, health is wealth. And to our global community, I'll reiterate, go see an acupuncturist. It's important that you sit with an acupuncturist to be proactive about your health and to understand the benefits of acupuncture. It's very important. Because in the world of acupuncture, how do I view high blood pressure? What is one of the ways in which I can view it in assessing or during diagnosis? Because when a patient has internal heat, blood pressure becomes higher, which is yang in nature. And a stroke resulting in partial paralysis, which is yin in nature, becomes more likely. So it's important that, along with seeing your primary care physician, your doctor, and see if he and whether he or she diagnoses you as hypertensive. Seeing an acupuncturist is nothing but beneficial to you, so that you can gain a universal understanding of this disorder relative to your constitution. And even from an Eastern nutrition perspective, if you have this internal heat, which raises blood pressure, what are some of the foods in which you're consuming that fuel the flames of this internal heat? Along with acupuncture, Eastern nutrition is important. How can you change your diet? Just using internal heat as an example, to suppress the flames of this heat. Because a lot of times you can feel your stomach, and just put your hand on your stomach, and does it feel hot? You check your pulse, it's rapid, it's like more than 100 beats per minute. The palms of your hands are hot. The soles of your feet are hot. Those are just some of the ways in which you can check for internal heat. Even if you stand in front of a mirror and you take a look at your tongue and it's red, it's a sign of internal heat. But it's best you sit with an acupuncturist and allow for them to conduct and confirm. And then we can assist you. We can give recommendation as to how together we can deal with this problem. Because everyone's constitution is different. And that's how it's looked at as an acupuncturist. It's never a one size fits all theory. It's never the case. But in another episode, I'll get into how, as an acupuncturist, we can approach and treat high blood pressure. I just want you to understand that, in Chinese medicine, they've used food acupuncture, qigong to treat high blood pressure for thousands of years. And some of these recommendations are based on acupuncture terminology. If you have an ascending of, let's say, liver yang, sometimes there can be it can be as a result of internal dampness or phlegm or deficient liver or kidney yin. It could be a myriad of things. And like I said, when we do an episode on hypertension and acupuncture, or you can even go to the YouTube channel because episodes have been done on it there, and you can just watch, get a feel as to how an acupuncturist would treat high blood pressure. And I know some of you are asking, like, ascending liver yang. Ascending liver yang as an acupuncturist would explain it has symptoms of headaches, dizziness, red eyes and face, and a dry mouth. If you feel you're experiencing those symptoms, I again sit with an acupuncturist and discuss it. Liver yin deficiency, as I expressed, there can be dizziness, lightheadedness, insomnia, dry eyes, hot flashes. Kidney yin deficiency would present with symptoms of difficulty sleeping, poor memory, dizziness, ringing of the ears. And internal dampness and phlegm. You can feel pressure in the chest, fatigue, dizziness, difficulty losing weight, a feeling of heaviness. You see, Eastern nutrition, diet therapy can help clear out excess dampness, phlegm, and heat. And then when it comes to liver or kidney yin deficiency, proper diet can nourish yin. And these are the things that Chef Kiara and I sat and spoke of the other night. You see, if as she had expressed to me, a person with high blood pressure should try and avoid spicy foods or warming foods such as garlic and hot peppers and alcohol and tea with caffeine or coffee, or just foods that stimulate and aggravate heat and damp conditions. And especially if you feel you're presenting signs of internal dampness or phlegm, you'd want to look to avoid cold foods, sweets, meats that are fatty, and definitely dairy products, as well as fruit juice and tropical fruits, but certain tropical fruits. And we'll dive in a little deeper into that in future episodes. But something interesting that also Chef Kiara brought up was you'd want to consume vegetables and fruits that are cooling in nature because it helps clear heat. For instance, celery, spinach, tomatoes, dandelion greens, seaweed, black sesame seeds, plums. I love plums. Red grapes and apples. As the saying goes, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apples are great. And herbal teas that can help individuals with high blood pressure, which she brought up, or chrysanthemum tea, lavender tea, chamomile, mint tea. Those are just a few of many, you know. But what you eat is super important when it comes to controlling your blood pressure, especially at a time like this. You know, being in the midst of a pandemic and this virus is on super mutate status. You know, many are concerned. You know. So she also brought up legumes, like soybeans, tofu, peas, beans, lentils. Those are some of her recommendations as far as legumes. You know, you also want to consume grains, especially rye, oats, brown rice, buckwheat, because there's niacin in grains, especially brown rice, as well as there's vitamin E in all grains, which is important. You know, again, we'll go back to fruits and vegetables. You know, the consumption of, let's say, pungent foods such as horseradish, onions, leafy greens, cabbage, carrot greens, mint leaf, broccoli, parsley, bell peppers. Bananas are great. But definitely look into seaweed. Consuming seaweed has endless benefits, especially if you have high blood pressure. Because a lot of, you know, what she'd expressed to me regarding vegetables and fruits, which I just ran off to you, are rich in vitamin E and omega-3 oils and some vitamin C. But then you have nuts and seeds like almonds, flaxseed, chia seed, pumpkin seed, walnuts, sunflower sprout. These are all great for you, rich again in vitamin E, omega-3, lecithin. And you know, and I know we have those who are into animal products, such as fish, sardines, good for you, salmon, you know, several types of deep, cold water fish. Because of its cold nature. And raw honey is great too. You know, and again, when we go back to fish, they're a great source of omega-3. And these things, this is important for those with high blood pressure at a time like this. And at the rate in which this virus is mutating, I mean, there's definitely concern. And it's awesome that a person like Chef Kiara is a member of Acupuncture's My Life. To give her advice on nutritional healing. I think it's a benefit. And I know I got a little off track yesterday and covered the topic of India because I was even shocked. 7,000 variants, 24,300 mutations. I mean, this is all why it's super important to be concerned about our health. Watch what we put in our mouth. That's why we have the Eastern Nutrition episode here on Acupuncture is My Life. You have to try to move away from the litany of garbage that's out here that presents as colorful, and it just tastes so good. You can't live without it. Pizza. What the fuck is pizza? Think about that. Pizza dough. What is that? What is that? How do you grow that? Like, how is that natural? I mean, what garden did you go, or farm did you go to, that nature sprouted pizza dough from the dirt? Really? Now, I was once a pizza lover, but, once I haven't had pizza in over 14 years. Because just to think, you can stretch the cheese. It's super interesting. You can stretch the cheese halfway around the block. And people look at that and go, ooh, gooey cheese. Oh my God. Imagine what happens when that cheese sits inside of your intestines and absorbs all of the intestinal fluid, and it just remains there. Oh my God, I figure if I put some pepperoni and spinach on it, it'll be healthy. Okay. You pop yourself inside of a pizza oven and tell me if you remain healthy. Think about it. We have to watch what we eat. It's important. And this is why here at Acupuncture is My Life, we offer Eastern Nutrition coaching. And many people that have a phobia against needles benefit from Eastern Nutrition. So some will come in and, I'm afraid of needles. Can we sit down and discuss how I can change my diet? And then if I build up the desire further to try acupuncture, we can go from there. And usually they do. But changing their diet. When you change your diet, you change your mindset, your outlook on life. And this also plays into, the level of depression, anxiety that's off the charts these days as a result of this pandemic. You are what you eat, as the saying goes. You eat garbage, you're going to think garbage, and your output is going to be garbage. You eat good, your thought process is good, it's healthy, your output is good. It's real. It's real. You have to watch what you put in your mouth. But think about how you can insert some of the foods in which I've just covered into your daily diet. What are some of the things that I mentioned that you enjoy eating, consuming? And some that I've mentioned you've never tried, attempting to try it. And there's different ways to make foods where it'll fit your liking. This is why we have even the Eastern Nutrition cooking channel on the YouTube channel under Acupuncture's My Life. I know, with the present state of the pandemic, all restrictions haven't been removed yet, so Chef Kiara sort of put the show on hold, and she's answering questions and giving recommendations for the Eastern Nutrition episode. And it's, to my understanding, somewhere around August, September, she'll resume filming for the cooking channel. And this is all to your avail. I mean, it's here for you. Enormous amount of information. So many different social media platforms under Acupuncture's My Life, except for Twitter, which is Acu_is_my_life. You can download the app. You can go to the acupuncturesmylife.com website. You can watch us on YouTube under Acupuncture's My Life. And then you have the podcast. So much information to your avail. Use it. Take advantage of it. And until next week's episode of Acupuncture's My Life, Eastern Nutrition, I'll leave you with this. Acupuncture is my life. What's yours?